Hey, it's Grady at Twin Creek Audio, back in the studio today. And a while back I did a video on this Ultragain Digital from Behringer, the ADA8200, and I believe I demonstrated acoustic guitar with the built-in mic preamps, the Midas mic preamps that are built into this thing. Well, today I'm going to do another viewer request, and I'm going to use the preamps in this to record some drums. Now, if you missed the earlier video I did about this, it has a lot more close-ups and details of the unit itself. Today I'm just going to get into how these mic preamps sound for drum mics. Oh, by the way, this is not a sponsored video. Behringer has nothing to do with me making this video. I bought this unit myself from Sweetwater a while back, mainly for the extra inputs and outputs, and I've been using this in a lot of my mixing demos for the analog outputs to go through the console to mix. So again, I don't do any kind of sponsored videos or anything like that. Just bringing this to you guys for your own informational purposes. So the drum mic setup I'm going to use, it's only 8 mics because that's how many mic preamps are in this unit. So we're just going to go with a basic drum mic setup, and let me switch over to the other side of the room and show you that. For these close-ups of the drum mics, I'm just hand holding the camera and using the camera mic so that you can hear me. I do have some new adapters and equipment to hook up a better microphone to the camera, and a lot of times I sync studio mics for the audio, and I'm going to do that just to help make these videos a little bit quicker in the future. So let's go in and take a look at this drum setup and the mics. So here's the overall shot of the drum kit that I'm going to be using today. It's the kit that I've used in a lot of my previous videos. It's my 1967 Ludwig Keystone Badge kit. The snare is not original. It's a Ludwig Acrolite, probably from the late 70s or 80s. If you want to see more about this drum kit, I've used it in several older videos, and there are some close-ups of the kit itself in some of those videos. But today, let me take you in and show you the drum mics I'm using and how I have those set up. On the snare drum, I'm using an Audix D19. On the first tom, I'm using a GLS Audio ES57. The second and third tom are both Audix i5s. Forgive the mess in the background, guys. The studio here is pretty small. And then there's the other i5 on the third tom or the floor tom. These all have Evans EC2 heads on them, and I do have a little bit of moon gel here on the floor tom. The hi-hat, I'm using a Peavey, yes, it's a Peavey PVM 480, which is a small condenser microphone. It has a super cardioid pattern, and I have it kind of aimed there at the back of the hi-hats, which is kind of standard for the way I mic things. You can see on the tom mics I have them pointed down at kind of the point where the stick impacts the head, but more or less across. I like to hear the resonance in the toms. And these heads aren't too beat up, so they still sound pretty good. The snare head is just a Remo Weather King coated Emperor. And I'm using some Tama sticks that have flames on them. They're 5A with a wooden tip. For the kick drum mic, I'm using an Audix D6, which is a really good kick drum mic, very versatile. Now I've got to put this back in there like I had it, but we've got an Aquarian Super Kick resonant head on this kick drum. Up here I have overhead mics, and I'm using Technica Pro37r mics. I have a pair of these things that I've had for a long time. I believe these are now called the Pro37, that they dropped the R for some reason. But mine say Pro37R, as you can see. And we have 2 of those up here above the kit in a spaced pair configuration. The other one being right here. This may be a little bit hard to see. I apologize. There's just a lot of cables here in the front of it because I have the direct outputs from the Soundtrax Topaz plugged into these 1/4-inch line inputs. But what we're concerned with today are the mic preamps. Let's get a little closer view of these mic preamp settings. That's the kick on 1, snare on 2, That's an Audix D6 and an Audix D1. The hi-hat mic on 3, which is the PVM 480. Our tom mics 4, 5, and 6. That's the GLS Audio ES57, and then the 2 Audix i5s on the second 2 toms. And then the Audio Technica Pro37r pair on the overhead mics. The Behringer Ultragain Digital ADA8200 with the Midas mic preamps actually sounds pretty good recording drums. These have a nice solid sounding low end, and they have a lot of gain and a lot of headroom. So I'm pretty happy with the results of this demonstration. I may actually use these to record some drum tracks in future projects. I hope you all enjoyed this video and the drum demonstration using this ADA8200 from Behringer, and I hope that you'll all remember to check the links in the video description for ways to help support this channel, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, evening, weekend, weekday, hour, minute, second, nanosecond, whatever it is you're having. Have a good one, and thanks so much for watching.